Welcome back to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from day 3 of the Singapore Fintech Festival. Joining me for the segment, we have Governor Njoroge. He is the governor of the Central Bank of Kenya. We're going to take a look at how Kenya's economy is completely transforming into a digital economy. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us at the Fintech Festival.
Thank you,
and
Jill.
Kenya is becoming a world-renowned nation for digital innovation. Share with us the journey that Kenya is on.
Kenya really is the cradle of fintech, the cradle for fintech innovation. And basically this started in 2007 when we launched our first product, which was the payments to person-to-person payments. And that really created the rails upon which the rest of the innovation and the ecosystem has actually flourished. So starting from that point of just having person-to-person transactions, you ended up having micro loans that have been provided through the same platforms, and this has extended to other services as well, savings products and more recently products that are related to the SMEs, all because of the all on the digital platforms that we have there. It's worth noting that in Kenya, penetration of mobile devices is more than 100%. So you have more mobile phones than actual adults in Kenya. So in effect, this is something that has created the revolution, and there's a lot of potential going forward.
All right, and even more exciting, you hosted the first Afro-Asian Fintech Festival leading up into the Singapore Fintech Festival. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, that was in July of this year, and this was the first Afro-Asian Fintech Festival. Basically, the idea here was to bring the innovations that are taking place in Asia and in Africa, bring them together, really in the area of fintech, and bring the people that are doing that together. Also celebrate the different cultures, the rich cultures of these continents, Africa and indeed Asia, and also bring the other, let's say, the other actors in this ecosystem. So people that are involved in funding, for instance, the investors, for instance, and even innovators that are at the much earlier stages, meaning people who are sort of at the student level. So we even had what was a hackathon that actually has led to, and we had some 2 winners that came and participated in the hackathon that took place here in Singapore. It was very exciting. We had more than 2,000 participants, and frankly, this is something that we will repeat every single year, and it will be a milestone towards the Singapore Fintech Festival, the greatest fintech festival in the world.
All right, and to wrap up here, you just don't stop at what's happening today. What's your outlook for the future?
The outlook really is very exciting for several reasons. First is there'll be even more technologies. The technologies are changing, and this will open up huge possibilities, that today we cannot even think about. So that is one thing that is for sure. That's a constant. The other one is the ecosystem is expanding. And you have a lot of innovators that are now working, and they are providing new products that maybe a few years ago were not very, were unlikely to, were not even in the realm of our imagination. But at the end of the day, the urgency of all this is to benefit the consumers. So the people that are really benefiting from this are the final consumers. And that really leads to, it really makes us very excited, because it is them in the end that will benefit from all the technology and all the moving forward of the ecosystem and indeed this area of fintech.
So exciting. Thank you so much, Governor, for joining us at the Fintech Festival.
Thank you, Jill.
And thank you for joining me throughout the day on Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.